Well, with us this morning is Danny Fehsenfeld, a talented artist with a multifaceted career. We're happy to have him back with us to share his musical gifts and to celebrate his God-centered success. Would you please welcome with me, Danny? Well, there's a good chance our viewers and our congregation know you, whether or not they recognize you. Can you give us a quick rundown of where they may have seen you before?
Well, there's two possibilities. First of all, I used to work at the cathedral singing and playing with the praise band a number of years ago, from 2003 to 2006. But where most people probably have seen my face way too many times is on television commercials. Currently, I'm the Jeep guy driving around telling people how to drive a Jeep. I am the spokesman for a company called Salon Pass, which is a back patch. In the last number of years, I've been a spokesperson for companies like Rolaids.
It's clicking for everyone right now. It's clicking. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And your father was an evangelist. Can you tell us how your father's ministry had an impact on your life?
Yeah, so my father was a traveling evangelist. So I grew up with there's 7 kids, so 6 siblings. And we traveled the country 10 months out of the year from the day I was born until I was 16 when my father passed away. So by the time I was 16, I had traveled 160 months. The impact that had on my life was twofold, I think, the greatest being was that we had a lot of time to spend in our imagination, you know, because the way we grew up, I couldn't do extracurricular activities, couldn't take music classes or play sports or any of the things outside of scholastic achievement and going to church 6 nights a week. So I spent a lot of time in my imagination, which became a great benefit throughout my life. It was God-given. Paul wrote in the New Testament, "Be not conformed to this world, but rather be transformed by the continual renewing or changing thereof of your imagination." The second great gift that gave me growing up that way was the gift of introspection. Looking at every interaction as an opportunity to grow and to change, and also to learn to see God moving within everything.
That's amazing. What great gifts. You've described a revelation that you had about 7 years ago relating to your faith. Can you share with us a little bit about what that revelation was?
Sure. Like many people, I got to a stage in my life where I was making ends meet, but I was barely doing so. And I had a lot of dreams and desires of my heart that I wanted to see to completion. And I was out walking with my dog one night. I have a little Jack Russell named Johnny. And I was having an honest discourse. I call it a David moment. You know, when you read the Psalms, you see him having a time where he's angry, a time where he's crying, another time where he is writing things like, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made, marvelous are thy works." And he had this honest discourse with God, which is probably no wonder why, as the 12th child, he was decided to be, by God, the first king of Israel in the lineage of Jesus. So I was having this honest discourse. Here, this crazy artist, David, like myself, talking to God. And I said, "God, I don't understand why I've had this honest relationship with you for so many years, yet I struggle financially." And this voice inside of me said, "Hey, you know that definition of faith that everybody quotes?" I said, "Yeah. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Great, what do I do with that? And the voice said, "There's no faith without hope. Hope is the substance. It's the driving point." I said, "Great, what do I do with that?" The voice says, "Without vision, people perish. Hope deferred makes the heart sick." Then it begins flooding my mind with these scriptures. As I walk back to my house, James says, "Life and death is in the power of the tongue." John 1:1 says, "In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God." In Proverbs it says, "Whatever a man thinks in his heart, so he becomes." So I put like a mathematical equation together and I said, well, I'm not sure what to do with this, but what I'm gonna do is take Jesus verbatim where he said, "Ask, expecting though it already is, and it will be." No caveat in that. So I began speaking out what I desired at that time in my life, to be the #1 commercial actor in the world. I just thought I'd reach for it. Within 1 year, I had shot 20 spots, and I was on the front page of Adweek and on Good Morning America.
Wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. And what, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful testimony about how just getting Scripture into us can shape us in powerful ways. And it's at the heartbeat of what we believe as a church. And so we're so thankful for you sharing that with us. And you're also going to share your gift of singing with us here in just a minute. So would you join me in thanking Danny?
Thank you.